Wake up, everybody, because it is time for another Social Discording podcast. The podcast all about three dudes who are stuck at home at this here quarantine. Yes, that is right. We are still stuck at home because we're being held hostage by a man who is no longer going to be president in a few days. I'm your host, Banner SN. Joining me today, on my left, is Mr. Joey Spicy Fries.
And special guest in the background.
Wait, my background or his background?
In your background. Special guest.
Oh yeah, it's Callie.
Callie.
Hi, Callie.
And joining me on my immediate left is Mr. Sakurai and his beautiful face. Hello, Mr. Sakurai. Oh, you're so beautiful. Look at you. Look at you.
The fact that you have to fondle Sakurai.
The fact he hasn't done it before.
Are you telling me if you met Sakurai in a dark alley, you wouldn't fondle him?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
On the bottom in the yellow is DJ Zaxt in the blurry picture of Elon Musk because he's too cowardly to show his face.
Preach.
Today's topics, we are going to be discussing the recent presidential election of President-elect Joseph R. Biden, as well as the launch of the next-gen consoles.
Oh my.
Joey, who'd you vote for?
Open it up.
No. We're all...
I voted for Biden.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Dylan, I know you're a Joe Jorgensen fan.
Correct. I like to say I'm pretty surprised but happy of the results of the election.
I think executively we're good. I don't know about congressionally, but I'm happy that. Let's just say it was very nice to listen to a president who can speak in complete sentences. That was very nice to hear. And to be honest, I think Joe Biden will be fine.
That doesn't put the blame on everyone but himself at every situation given to him.
Yeah, you listen to his speech, and he doesn't really talk about Trump at all. He just talks about the issues that we're currently facing, and that we need to bring everything together. Which, as far as a presidential figure, I think that's such a good move. I think that's the right move. I think a lot of us, the three of us here especially, we're not too happy with the Trump supporters and their attitudes and how they've been projecting a lot of the issues on other people instead of themselves.
They're a bunch of ignorant hotheads is what they are.
Yeah. And having a president being like, well, regardless of all that, we all got to come together because otherwise we're never going to get anything done. I think that's the right move. Getting rid of the hate rhetoric. I think that even if both sides think that the other side is the problem, having someone at the top saying, hey, we just got to deal with it. It's just the way it is the right move. It would help if we could back that up with a Congress that can actually get something done, which we'll see in January, where we once again put all of our faith in good old Georgia. Please go. If you live in Georgia, please go register to vote. Please make sure you check out those Senate elections. And for God's sakes, please vote Democrat.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Zax, what are your thoughts about the election? Are you happy that Prop 22 passed?
No, I'm actually not happy that Prop 22 passed. I think it shouldn't have. But I am overall happy, I suppose. I think it's definitely more so a time of bringing together, and I think we're already seeing that. I mean, Biden's not president, and he's already doing that. Just from his, press that he's had and his obvious, his acceptance of President-elect speech.
He's extraordinarily professional when it comes to this stuff. It's just crazy.
Right. And it's definitely like a night and day. I mean, I think it's fair to say that the United States, for the most part for those that voted for him, are having a nice sigh of relief. But I will say
blood pressure's down.
It is interesting to see how the president is taking it, not only going to golf, but also going to do his press conference at the Four Seasons.
Jesus Christ. That is going
And I'm
to
not
be.
talking about. Oh
We
my
are going
God,
to
that should have
see.
been the background. That should have been your background, Joe. The forces.
Let me find an image for that. That is going to be like years of sitcoms and parody shows are going to be referencing that moment.
Oh, for sure.
It's crazy that happened. It's such an insane thing. And yeah, like I don't. It's just so weird. It's so weird that happened. Um. Oh man, the new decoration that's been on in those areas, that's weird. It's really weird looking. Do I really want to have a background that says Trump Pence 2020? Is there? Oh wait a minute, hang on. There's one
Yeah,
that's.
come on, you gotta meme it. You gotta meme it up. I will say though, I mean, I'm a lot more optimistic about the future in terms of environmental health, like pertaining to global warming, fossil fuel usage, electric vehicles, and electric tools in general. Hopefully, this can also be something that we can look forward to in terms of like aerospace. Um, I think for us to really make some advancements in space and uh, flying to other planets and stuff is definitely going to be a barrier with rocket propulsion, and maybe electricity could change that. So I think moving into this EV world that Biden is going to slowly start to push is very, very awesome. And you can't forget our buddies over there at Neo throwing it down. So
Neo, man. So Dylan and I have recently been um,
What did you
attempting to
do?
do. Sorry,
I
I'm.
love how you just
fixing it.
covered Joey.
It just that's just where the image popped up.
Shame. Just leave that. Just leave that little Trump bit right there.
Hang on, I gotta get this behind the overlay. There you go.
I just love it's just your head on the podium.
Stop the count! Stop it right now! Pennsylvania! Stop it! Stop the count!
Up count to cow.
So we've been recently investing in some stock stuff because it's been pretty volatile recently. So you can actually make some decent money just watching it go up and down, and just kind of it's a good time to learn about the stock market, to be honest, and kind of learn how to be patient and learn when to buy and when to sell. So if you have like extra, if you honestly have some dollars, like throw it into like a cheap stock and see what it does. If you're super afraid, I mean, we use Robinhood, or you can also use Weebly. Those are good options too. But
Weeble.
Weeble. Weebly. Sorry. Stop the count! Stop the Weeble! And is this thing on? The
This thing on.
the company of Neo has been very good to us recently. Lots of great, amazing stocks. And I, for one, take all the credit for this amazing stock. All me is me. Just me. All right, I'm going to take this off because it's making me uncomfortable.
You memed it up nice and hot, and we respect you for it.
We're done memeing.
Neo is going to the moon. I'm very excited for that. There you go. That's
Yeah.
the background we want to see.
Kamala and Mr. Joe Biden, president-elect. Can I just say it's really exciting to have Kamala as the vice president? It's really cool. Like, we broke like 3 different separate barriers as far as
Yeah.
like major political figures. And the most important one, for the first time ever, second gentleman, Doug. Finally, man gets what it deserves. A cushy White House position that they don't have to do anything with. You don't have to do anything work. Second gentleman? You don't have to do anything as second gentleman. When have you ever heard of like a second lady doing anything as in the presidential office? Finally, men are rewarded for their hard work and manner. Let's hear it for men, gentlemen. For
Let's hear it for
second,
men.
Doug. No, okay,
Doug.
it's great news. I think she's gonna do really well. I mean, I think that we're gonna end up voting for her in 4 years, just because that's how it's gonna work. Although to be fair, I think that right now we should have been. I think in a different timeline, we would have all been like, yeah, the election went fine. Hillary's going to her second term. Whatever. Who gives a shit? Like the pandemic it lasted 2 months in March. Like that's where we would be. It's like, it's
Yeah.
it's, and to be fair, the three of us, like, we're fine. Look at us. We're healthy human beings. You know, we're not suffering
Look
here,
at
but
me.
like,
Look at me. I have a stretched fucking face.
you're not looking too hot there. But like, and obviously so many people are suffering, but it's just, it's really unfortunate that, like, I mean, Hillary Clinton should have been president. That's what I'm just gonna say. She won. She's got cheated out of it.
Yeah, it's true.
So, figure we move on to our next topic, which is, of course, the next gen consoles. And I'm going to plug a video that I'm doing right now. For the past couple months, I've been doing some videos on the console wars in general. You know, which console should you buy at launch or throughout the first year or so. I've been doing sort of reviews on PlayStation press conferences, the Xbox press conferences, and sort of what they've been offering. This week, I'm going to be releasing, although it might have already happened, it might have already been on the channel, a final console wars video. Maybe not final for the pre-launch cycle. PlayStation and Xbox. A war has broken out, and they are fighting on the battlefront in my Animal Crossing island. It's bloody, it's brutal, and only one man can save console gaming forever. That man is Banner Ascend. He's going to tell you why and which console you need to buy for once and for all. It's the console wars, baby. YouTube.com/Banner Ascend. So I got an Xbox.
All right, let's talk about this because we still don't know the answer. But let me preface this story really quick for everyone. I think it would be better if it came from myself. In our Snapchat, Joe posted a picture of which was extremely blurry, black, and circular. And everyone did not seem to understand what that was. And I actually read it maybe probably a few minutes after the conversation kind of died down. And I was
It was like
"Oh."
an hour.
I was like, you got an Xbox. I knew it. I know a virgin when I see one. And I've known and seen Joe all my life. I know this kid bitter. Never mind. I was going to make a terrible joke. But I did know.
He's like,
And-
I've known this kid since he was actually a virgin.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing at all.
But lo and behold, without saying anything to anyone in our group, which Joe is pretty transparent about this stuff normally, he's been dropping little hints here and there, and I guess just got an Xbox without telling anyone. So
Hey, Joseph.
I've had
first
one.
question.
I've had one. Well, okay, go ahead. Interview me. Let's go.
First question. This is gonna be like an interrogation, more so. Where did you purchase this Xbox One?
So
Was
I
it
wasn't-
stolen? Did you steal it off your neighbor's porch?
let's just say I haven't paid for it yet. Which is funny because the internet was freaking out recently that the Target PS4 orders were going to be coming in non-packaged boxes. So people would literally just have a PS5 box sitting on their doorstep and, like, in plain daylight, just like, oh, there's a PS5 right there, go grab it. But they recently clarified, like, no, they will be in packaged boxes.
Thank God.
No.
So the week before was when the PlayStation pre-orders went live, and I had no plans to get the Xbox just because I was like, there's nothing really coming out there. But I think that after Xbox did a few more marketing stuff that I listened to, I was like, and you know what it was? It was when they purchased Bethesda. I was like, I mean, I'm gonna get an Xbox Series X eventually, and they're purchasing Bethesda. All the Bethesda games are coming in on Game Pass day one when they release. I mean, aside from the PlayStation exclusives, it was the day of. I was like, it's gonna be really hard to get one of these things. I might as well try and see what happens. Even if I don't want it, I can always get rid of it or cancel it or whatever. So I might as well have that in there until the last minute. Did not go well. Did not go well at all. Completely sold out. Completely awful. And I didn't when the PlayStations happened, I wasn't at work. When the Xbox happened, I was at work, so I couldn't really do anything about it. But then later, I went on their website and they still had options to sign up for the Xbox All Access, which the Xbox All Access is their kind of credit line that you sign up for. You open a line of credit, and month to month you pay off the console plus 2 years of Game Pass for $35 a month, which when you subtract Game Pass is only $20 a month. So $20 for 2 months, it's like a little bit less than $800. You're basically paying for less than the whole console, essentially, almost. It's also available for the Series S, and I think they've been doing that for the One X as well, and maybe even the One S. So I was like, why not? Why not give that a try? Because I can afford that. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can totally get that. I mean, granted, I could probably afford the Xbox outright, but I figured why not give this one a try and actually have some insight on this kind of process. It was super simple. Signed up for it instantly. Credit line went through, checked, no problem. I had pretty good credit, to be honest. So I wasn't surprised that it went through. And then it glitched and nothing happened. And I was like, I just opened this line of credit, but I have no confirmation whether or not I actually have an Xbox.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, oh, what the fuck? What happened? So I didn't know I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I had the Xbox or not. But like 2 weeks later, I get an email from Microsoft saying, hey, we noticed that a few of our users signed up for the line of credit but didn't actually get an Xbox going through. So we've set aside a bunch of Xboxes that you can request on a certain time period for about like a 72-hour window. You can request and order the Xbox through this whole process. So essentially, through sheer Joe luck, which we all know is the most incredibly like undeserved thing that I get is my Joe luck, I basically got like a front row pass to ordering an Xbox through this program. No lines, no trouble with the pre-ordering system. It was just there. I got it. And the day came. It was like around late October. They're like, come onto the website, grab it. I got on. There was no lag. There was not like 1,000 people trying to get it, and I got one. And it was like, sure, we're sending it to you. And then I had to wait for a confirmation, and then eventually like, oh yeah, no, we are sending it to you, and here it is, Xbox Series X, and the nice controller. It's an Xbox controller. Yay!
Show us the console or it didn't happen.
I can try.
No, you don't have to. I'm just kidding.
Ah!
We're already doing it.
There it is.
There it is over there.
I can probably actually. I got a little room to work with here. There she is.
Wow.
Xbox Series X. And tribute. Oh look, I'm on TV. it's the green screen is going through the camera, so it's like not exactly lining up properly. Is that right? So yeah, Xbox Series X, and honestly, through probably right before I was gonna order it, I was kind of hesitant to actually get it because, to be honest, there's no games to this thing. Like, there's not a single new experience on the Xbox Series X besides like indie games. The only thing that's actually new is like Yakuza, but that is also coming out on the previous gen and it's technically been out for like a year in Japan. So it's not like there really isn't anything new. It's a really big shame that Halo didn't come out, but everyone was talking about their backwards compatibility stuff, all the Game Pass stuff, and how much of a jump this is compared to the Xbox One S. And I thought, like, I mean, if I get the PlayStation 5, I'm never going to want to go back to the Xbox One S. It's just going to sit there like a rock. So might as well. It's here. The option is available. It's affordable, totally. And yeah, I can't say I'm happy with it because I haven't tried anything yet because I've been trying to download Assassin's Creed this entire time. I literally downloaded all of it, accidentally canceled it, and it deleted everything instead of saving it. So I'm downloading it twice. My data plan is going to go through the roof.
Oh man.
And Trevor, if you're watching this, I hate to break the news to you, but your pal Joe is never going to be playing Halo on Xbox One ever again. So,
Okay.
Why? What is that? What is? Huh?
you just said yourself you're not going to go back, right?
1S. No. The
Well,
Series
One
S.
S.
Sorry, the Series S. You
Why does that matter if I'm not playing on One S?
Never mind. I'm just trying to make a stupid joke.
Irrelevant comment to Trevor. Irrelevant.
I can play with him on my X. Right?
That's true. Speaking of that, of Halo, Halo is now cross-compatible, which is awesome. And
Master Chief
unfortunate as
Collection.
it is, Master Chief, yeah, Master Chief. Let's be clear here. I don't think that other game's coming out for quite some time.
Bruh. Not for a while. Yeah, I mean, I got Master Chief Collection. It's downloading at some point. Looks like Assassin's Creed is almost done, which is pretty exciting. I'm getting Kingdom Hearts. I'm getting Gears of War. I'm getting Ori, and Banjo-Kazooie for some fun. I'm gonna try out the quick resume stuff. I mean, that's honestly what I'm really excited about, because like, you know, with Game Pass, it's just like you get a bunch of games just instantly. You get all the Bethesda games, all the Microsoft games. This is way more powerful than my computer. Like, I think that this is probably more powerful than Alex's computer, to be honest. Like, it's a beast of a machine. It's really big. It's really girthy. Looks so
It's a
enticing.
fridge.
It's a fridge. The real exciting bit for me is quick resume, which is the ability to suspend a game mid play in some sort of save state mode. You could say, let's say I'm playing Assassin's Creed. Suspend the game. You guys are like, hey, Joe, let's go play Halo. And I'm like, okay, switch over to Halo. Through quick resume, I already have Halo loaded. 10 seconds in, jump to Halo, play with you guys. You guys get off. I'm like, all right, time to go back to Assassin's Creed. Switch back over, jump into Assassin's Creed. 10 seconds is already exactly where I left off. Don't even have to start the game anew. Don't even have to go to the main menu. It's just right where I left off. And then let's say I'm like, I'm bored of Assassin's Creed. Let's go play Ori. And I jump right into Ori, and it's instantly loaded. It's not. There's no booting up. It's just you're going right to where you left off. And that to me is like, for my gaming purposes, that's awesome.
That's a game.
It's a game changer. And I cannot tell you how nice it would be if this feature was on the Nintendo Switch. I play so many games on the Switch. There's like Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, Hades, all the SNES games. I mean, those take like nothing to load, but like, and I'm playing Pokemon right now. It would be so nice to have that feature on Switch. I know I'm going to use this a ton on the Xbox. Like, this might be, realistically speaking, this could be where I spend most of my gaming time. Like, unless it's something I specifically can't play on Xbox, just because it's just there. It's so convenient.
It'd also be nice if PS5 had that feature, but oh wow.
They could, and that's a good part, is that they could honestly add that later on. I mean, I'm sure it would take a while for them to implement, but 2 years down the line, maybe PS5 has a version of that as well, and that would be pretty cool too. So
Now, does this feature also work if you turn off the console, or is it kind of like having tabs open on the internet browser?
you
to where
can
it's like,
literally turn off and unplug it, take it to another country, plug it back in, and it'll restart right where you left off.
Wow.
That's how good this thing is. It is incredible. So actually, now would actually be, we can actually. I have Assassin's Creed. Should we
I'm gonna go
should
first
we
hand.
should we test it? Should we test it out a little bit?
Oh my.
Let me see how I can.
If you truly want.
You guys want to be first chance to see the new console stuff? Okay, so we can do. There's output. I just need to do. Grab this. This Xbox is not going to like me unplugging this HDMI cable. Put that in there. Switch over to this. You guys can talk if you want instead of just sitting there like lumps.
We are here seeing for the very first time Joe's switchability on the Xbox One.
Nope, that's all right. That looks slightly better.
We're doing the reactions, everybody. Welcome.
No, let's not do that. Let's do. Uh,
I will say though, I'm gonna be
What
kind
are you
of
doing?
curious to see how the console war plays out, like longevity wise. I think everyone, I think it's safe to say that like PlayStation fans are very optimistic of the PlayStation's abilities, and I think more so than the Xbox. But it's going to be really cool to see how this plays out, which console is friendlier for online usage, online play, and honestly, just like the quality of games that are going to be coming out with ray tracing and all this extra cool jazz on it, it's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Too. Ain't that pretty? I love that you kept me in the Switch. Oh, I can't hear Joe. Can you hear Joe?
I cannot hear Joe.
Mm. Joe, we can't hear you.
hey, I know. Sorry, I muted myself because I thought Haley was gonna like wash her hands or fill something up with water, but she's washing beans. So I figured I'd just show off the loading time. So this is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This game literally takes 10 minutes to get into. The first time, this is our first time loading it into it. And yeah, Joey, I kept doing the little switch thing.
I love it.
So let's see how this one does. Syncing data.
Look at him. It's like a fucking kid on Christmas. Oh, shit.
He's trying to get the perfect thumb title. Thumb? What am I saying?
Loaded in.
Thumbnail.
That's fast.
That's fast.
That was pretty damn fast.
This part usually takes about 3 minutes to get through. This checking for additional content. Although this might take a little while because I don't know if this is exactly loading something. Let me actually turn.
It is your first boot up, so it might take a minute.
Possibly, but it shouldn't. It should just be just like that.
But
Let's
we're
turn this
here
down.
live. I'm checking it.
Yeah.
First time.
First reactions.
Here on Bender SN.
There we go. All right, here we go. Here's the real test. The real load. This is usually like a 5-minute thing right here. The power of this, the Xbox Series X SSD in action. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That was 10 seconds! What the fuck? Oh my... You guys can't really see this on stream, but like, it looks incredible. And I'm going to be looking at it at the correct viewing angle. Hang on a second.
And I only steal from people who deserve it.
What the fuck? Is this what 4K looks like? So okay, so then I can take that and go to My Games and Apps, see all. What's currently in the queue? Can I get, if I were to do options, resume installation? Let's do Banjo. I'm sure that'll be pretty quick. I'm doing Banjo Tooie. Oops, I meant to do Banjo Kazooie. Oh well.
Banjo Tooie.
There we go. We'll wait for that real quick. See how that one.
Hella fast.
That's
It's-
downloading pretty
Yeah,
freaking.
that's gonna be fucking.
It's just half a gig. It's only half a gig. That's not very fast.
Still though.
It's only downloading 36 megabytes per second, which is actually pretty slow for what my internet should be. Usually that's at 90. I'm flabbergasted how fast that was. On this Series S, obviously we're running 1080p, like maybe slightly upscaled to like 1440. The HDR is kind of basic. This is like, whoa. This is like going from like This is like going from the Switch to like a PS4, Xbox One. To be honest, like that's how much of a jump that felt like. Like it just looked crispy, very crispy. So yeah, that's what you guys are going to be feeling on Thursday. PlayStation 5 doesn't have the quick resume stuff, but like the SSD is faster than the Series X. You're going to be getting all that 4K, all the backwards compatibility. Ghosts of Tsushima, baby. We're going to have a 4-player squad ready for that raid.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Crash Bandicoot will finally not load like shit.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that. Yeah, it's really exciting. This is it's not necessarily about the graphics as much, even though I was just jaw dropping. But 4K has been run for a while. I just haven't never been able to run it like that. The features like having the SSD built in and things like quick resume, fast loading, obviously the 4K ray tracing stuff that Dylan says. I don't think very many games will be hitting 4K ray tracing. With 60, there'll be a balance. You're either going to have to take a balance between frame rate, 4K, and ray tracing. That's just going to be, a trade-off with the consoles. But it's awesome to have all that, and it's really exciting that we are all like starting off this next gen like all together. We're all getting our consoles, except for Trevor because he's a schmuck. Trevor's like, I just bought a computer, and you guys are buying new consoles.
Yes. He took his sweet time getting his PC.
No joke, you guys are gonna laugh, but I might be getting a Google Stadia.
Really?
There's Banjo.
You want the Stadia for what reason?
It was free. It might be free. I'm gonna be able to get the controller for free.
Dude, I hope I get my PlayStation Thursday. Friday at least. But, I mean, it says between the 13th and the 18th, so... It'll suck if it's a week later, but...
Dylan, I promise you I'm trying my hardest to get that thing to you.
You're good. I mean, have people received new PS5 yet? I feel like no one's actually got one yet. Maybe tomorrow or the next day?
it should be
Like
Thursday.
consumers or
Yeah, consumers.
Consumers
comes
should
up-
be Thursday.
it comes out on Thursday. Like Australia will get it tomorrow. Banjo Tooie. And then watch. Assassin's Creed.
Switch.
See, it says quick resume at the top right?
Yeah.
Back in it, baby. Let's go slay some monsters.
That's really fucking great.
Wait, hold up. You need to go back to Banjo-Kazooie. You didn't load in properly.
Back to Banjo Tooie.
Dude, that's pretty sweet. That menu screen is like very reminiscent of like OG Xbox looking, or like Xbox 360.
I've never actually played Banjo Tooie, so I'm not. So this is okay. We'll first reactions.
When Arclast turns into a Let's Play.
Let's play. We'll wrap up in a second. Are you guys excited for this new generation? Got Spider-Man coming out this week. I haven't finished Banjo 1, so none of this makes sense to me. Look, Banjo! Back to Assassin's Creed. And you can do this for with 5 games, I think. It's a very flexible system. Alright. It's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
So yeah, that's next gen stuff. That's the election. Hopefully we are still a democracy. Hopefully that there won't be a coup happening in January. Hopefully there will be an actual peaceful transition of power. And hopefully the Republicans are so distracted by Trump's antics they won't have time to pay attention to the Georgia race. If you're listening and you're Republican, shh, don't tell anyone. Shh, just vote Republican. No, vote vote for Democrats.
Jesus, yeah.
I'm trying my hardest. Yeah, that's it. That's all for today's podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys. We're definitely gonna do one next week for the PlayStation launch and going into the holiday seasons. So yeah.
That's
Got
gonna
any
suck
plugs?
next week, I'm not gonna lie.
What's up?
I said that's gonna suck if we do it next week. I'm not gonna lie, because if anything, I'll have mine, and then you and I will have ours, but Dylan won't have his.
Well, the next podcast will be when we all have the console. Let's say that.
All right, sure.
Did Joe have an order on Amazon that was coming on the day of, and that he could have switched to Dylan's address? Yes, but he took it for himself.
I thought you said you couldn't switch the address.
Not for the Amazon
Well-
order. For the Amazon order, I could, but it was the only one that's a guaranteed Thursday order.
Damn.
Pleb. That's all I gotta say.
Mr. Zax, where can the folks at home find you?
Folks at home can find me over at Laker Boost on all social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. But I don't post on TikTok anymore because I'm not giving them my information and data. But you can find me on all social media at Laker Boost.
Any video on our channel that you would like to plug?
I'd like to plug a very, very old, but very good and special video to our heart called "When You Give a Duck a Shot." You can find it in the description below.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna start playing Minecraft again soon. We have to talk about that.
Woo, that's gonna be fun.
Mr. Spicy Fries, you're here. You're here on this channel.
Hmm?
You do a series with me called Rank a Bone where we play Sonic games. We haven't. We need to get in on that. It's gonna be very
That's right.
difficult trying to play a DS game in 2020 when we have new consoles, but we'll get to it. Oh,
Not feeling the motivation right now, but it'll come. It'll come to
if
us.
there's one thing that's gonna motivate me, it's gonna be playing Sonic Unleashed on this Xbox Series X. So let's get to that, please. And then after that, I'm like, I get to play just on the Series X because unless I guess Colors and Black Knight, and then everything else can be played on the Series X. I'm so excited. Let's fucking go.
He's got the button in his hand. I sense it.
For me, youtube.com/bannersend. This is our channel. We do this podcast. I do Animal Crossing videos, and by Animal Crossing videos, I mean I do video game opinions and news things and reactions within Animal Crossing. It's very fun. It's very kooky. We've got a new character in the next episode. Cross Daly, the news reporter of Rikunia, my island, is going to make his global debut. And we've, twitch.tv/bannersend. We're going to be streaming some next-gen stuff. I'm going to try to force my girlfriend to play Bug Snacks with me. That sounds fun, I think. And Twitter at Joe's Beats, Instagram at Joe's Beats. That's where I am. I do things on there sometimes.
Sometimes.
OnlyFans at Joe's Beats.
Oh yeah.
That's that was supposed to be a secret.
That one's on
Let's
the
keep
low
that
now.
a secret. It's supposed to be a secret. Don't mention that one. Yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed. This has been Social Discording.
See ya.
Later.